strap on the boots and scrape up the knuckles.
Oh, what a hit!
He got jacked.
This is the Big Red Rage, presented by Santan, Ford & Gilbert.
Murray's gonna score! Touchdown! Slammed to the ground by Buda Baker. Like a torpedo, he came flying into the backfield.
The Rage is brought to you by Santan, Ford & Gilbert. Right on the price, right on the corner of the Santan 202 freeway in Val Vista.
What a grab by Trey McBride. That was spectacular.
And by Arizona Cardinals Podcast. Visit azcardinals.com/podcast.
The Red Sea is rising up.
Temperature rising, vision blurring, rage taking over.
Here's Paul Calvisi.
I'm ready. I'm 100% ready. I'm telling you I'm ready.
And Ron Wolfley.
It doesn't get any better than that.
Unleash the fury!
And let them hear you, Red Sea. Let's go. Come off the ball because the Commanders and Coach Cliff, guess what? They're right there over in Tempe. They've been there all week. And just in time, how about another record day of heat? How about a round of applause?
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
another
Paulie.
record day just for the Commanders.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, they thought they were going to get a leg up with their little travel plan and come into town and get the travel advantage. And then, boom, here we go. The football god said 110 plus every day.
How nice would that be? You know what, Paulie? I used to love going and traveling on the road because we're going to go into your village, metaphorically speaking, and take everything. And then we're going to leave. I used to love it. I'm sure they're feeling the same way.
And by the way, Cliff still has the house. He confirmed that earlier today.
No, did he?
He still has the house, just to let you know. All right, so that's enough. It's the Big Red Rage presented by Santan, Ford & Gilbert. We are Santan Ford, and tonight we are all about a gentleman who a few weeks ago, I'm trying to help book the show, help our executive producer, Jim Alejandro, and I said, would you be interested in making a return appearance? And if you remember what you said, it was something along the lines of, you know what, I'd love to. I tell you what, I'm going to make some plays, and then we'll make it happen. And that's exactly what we're doing tonight with LJ Collier.
Oh,
everyone.
yeah.
What up, guys? I appreciate y'all having me tonight, man. It's exciting. I appreciate y'all for having me being here.
You're from Texas, so even the Cowboys are up here. Thursday Night Football at Trophy in Chandler. How about that? By the way, your fun factoid on Thursday Night Football, they have absolutely dominated the Giants. Here you go. They won 13 of the last 14 against the Giants.
Oh, my goodness.
The Dallas Cowboys. So forget about Dallas.
We think it's bad with the Rams here?
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, so, LJ, how you feeling, by the way?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I really am, man. It was a good day at practice today. Got an Epsom salt bath, so I'm feeling loose, man.
Okay, so you know me. Let's get this stuff out of the way right now, LJ. What's your weight at now? What's your weight at right now, and how you feeling about it?
I'm probably around 300, and I'm feeling good about it, man. Honestly, when I was in college and stuff, I played a little bit lighter, but now I'm since I've been in the league, I'm not an outside guy anymore. I'm more of a three-technique nose, so I'm okay with that. It's easier to play blocks. I can set on things more, and well, I ain't winning no beauty contest, but I'm okay with it.
No, exactly. So you're about 300 pounds right now. Do you think that's your optimal weight right there? Is that your target weight?
That's good for me right now because it allows me to play the blocks, and I've always been the type of guy that can gain weight and I can lose it because the first couple years of my career I played inside, so I'm used to it anyways. I'm a bigger body, so I keep my speed and things like that, so it doesn't really bother me much.
See, LJ, we have a 50-50 raffle out here. When is Wolf going to ask the weight question? I think we had the under today at 3 minutes. It was 3:25.
As a former player, it's important, Paul. It is.
What's important? The Epsom salt bath, what does that do for you?
Man, I'm going to tell you right now, if you've never had a Dr. Teal soak, you have not lived. You go in there, man, look, you get the bath just to about, not scalding, but just where it's hot, where you can see the steam coming off of it. You put the bag in there, man, about 20 minutes. I promise you, if you had tight ankles, tight knees, if something was bothering you that day, it'll loosen you up, and it'll be the best sleep you'll ever get that night. I promise you.
How long are you in this Epsom salt?
You just need 20 minutes, man.
Just 20 minutes?
Just 20 minutes, you know what I'm saying? If you have a tub big enough for you to soak down and get the whole body in, it's great, I promise you.
Okay, do you also do the ice bath? Do you ever do that?
Man, honestly, man, I do it sometimes just to,
But you don't like the ice bath?
No, not really. I actually had a trainer, like a massage therapist I work with, who recommended I just do mainly hot, and I've done it during training camp, and it keeps my legs loose and it keeps my legs warm, and I rarely ever do the cold tub that much.
How sore were you after this game? I've been on the sideline for every single game the Cardinals have played in that stadium, and by my power poll, it was the second most physical and hard-hitting game ever behind an epic 2016 battle against the Legion of Doom, Seahawks. That was a physical heavyweight game, wasn't it?
It very was, man. Look, the Lions, they have a good squad over there. Look, Dan Campbell, those guys, and they play hard, man. Look, and it was a good game. I was pretty sore afterwards. I got a massage, got in the tubs and things like that, so they'll do some yak up. But by around Tuesday and things like that, I was rolling back around. But at Monday, I was feeling it, for sure.
Was there a one-on-one battle in that game against the Lions that you went? Who did you go against the most?
I went against Panay Sewell most, man. I did definitely feel he's a great player, man. He's a captain on his team. He's a Pro Bowler. He's a hell of a player, man. I feel like I held my own against a guy who's one of the top in the league, and I feel like we were going hand in hand. And
yeah, LJ, do you think he's the best right tackle in the game?
He's definitely one of the best, but there's definitely guys out there who have been doing it a long time. You can't leave Lane Johnson and guys that have been doing it a long time out of the game that are still playing at a high level.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
He's definitely one of the best in the league, though. You have to give him all the credit in the world. He's a hell of a player.
Well, you held that Lions team to 20 points. It was a one-score game to the very end, and Detroit left with a win, but they also left, as we said, Honolulu black and blue. As for the Cardinals, it was Jonathan Gannon who sort of summed up the attitude or the reaction the day after. Here's the head coach, JG.
We're a pissed-off team. I know that. But so is everyone that lost, you know what I mean? So now it comes down to what do you do about it and to make sure that we keep learning and improving. So that's what I would say we're at right now.
A lot of people see a lot of parallels between what the Cardinals are building and what the Lions have built the last 3 years. Now, they're 2 years ahead in hitting the reset button. Mm-hmm. But one thing about the Lions, and Wolf, we talked about this, they haven't lost back-to-back games in nearly 2 years.
That's crazy.
So what does that say to you, and how do you think this team has reacted after this loss?
Man, I feel like we're gonna act very well. Look, we've taken to it well. We know what we have to do, and look, last week was last week. We are a pissed-off team. We're ready to go. We know that we can play with anybody in this league. We proved that in week 1. We let one slip through our fingers. It wasn't anything they did, man. Look, we are a good team. We are a playoff team. And I think we're going to prove that on Sunday by how we bounce back. We're not focused on anything more, man, but besides going out there playing hard and playing physical. Motor and violence, where we always preach. I told you I trust the guys in the room with me, and I trust the guys in the building, man. And everybody in there wants to win. We want nothing more. And, yeah, they say we're on the same rise on line, but we're two different teams, man, and we're going to show it.
What did you guys do differently in that second half, LJ? What do you think you did? Schematically, of course, and just from a performance perspective. What did you guys do differently in that second half? Because you shut them out.
We calmed our nerves, man. We got the defense, man. We have a great leader in Buda Baker. He told us to calm our nerves, man. Let's go out there and let's do this. They get nothing else. We have a great offense, man, and we want to do everything we can to spot those guys and give those guys a chance. And we came up short, but every week I believe in those guys, and I think that they can score as many points as anybody. I think they can average 28 points a game, and that was my mindset going into the second half. That we're not going to give them a drop of anything. We're going to take anything they have. We're going to take everything that we can from them. We're not going to give them anything, and that's why I feel like what type of defense. We're salty, we're gritty, and we're not going to give you nothing. You're going to have to earn every yard that you get from us.
Hey, D lineman LJ Collier is our guest on the Big Red Rage, presented by Santan, Ford, and Gilbert. So when the Lions came out, first possession of the game was 6 offensive linemen and 2 tight ends. What was that statement?
Hey, man, we knew what they want to do from the get-go, man. Look, they want to line up. They want to put big number 70 out there on the right, and they want to try to run through him. But, hey, man, look, we knew what they were going to do. We have a great defensive coordinator. He gave us a great game plan, man. Look, yeah, we may have spotted them 20 in the second half, but you see when you buy in and you listen to things that the guys on the sideline are saying, the coaches are giving you, you've seen the second half what we are capable of doing.
And I saw Bilal Nichols after that first drive, that first possession by the Lions. He got everyone together. You don't see too many of those player-only team meetings during a game on the sideline. I mean, I don't know if it's classified info, but can you sort of sum up? What was Bilal Nichols trying to convey to the guys at that moment?
Man, look, you know, you play football, Wolf, and it's just things like that, man. Bring the guys together, calm your nerves. We don't give them nothing, man. Look, we talk about what we're going to do all week, man. Have some pride about you. And Bilal's a very prideful guy, man. Look, he doesn't say much, but he is about his business, man. When a guy who doesn't naturally say anything, he's the type of guy that'll show you by his play rather than say anything. When a guy that comes out of his shell to say something like that, you got to respect it. Because I think of him as a leader, and I think the world of Bilal. He's a great guy. We haven't known each other long, but, man, he works very hard, and he works hard for him and his family and things like that. So he pushed us the other day, man. That's what he wanted. He told us no more, man. He's a great leader on this team, too. And, like, man, look, he holds himself to a high regard.
LJ, it's just listening to you talk right now. It's bringing back memories of being on that sideline right now. And I think of all the times that we had a lot of player-only meetings, and unfortunately, we did have a lot of player-only meetings. But during a game, you don't want the coaches around when you want to get after your teammate, right? You want to be able to look at each other in the eye and hold each other accountable. That's what that was all about, correct?
That's 100% what it was, man. Come on, guy, man. I got your back, you got my
That's
back.
right.
Let's do this together, man. We can, if we all buy in, man, we got a close enough team to where we can all come out there, man. Let's do this, man. You got a gap, you hold your gap, man. You got alignment and assignment, follow it, and we can do this today.
Yeah, how many times there were guys, including myself, I've done it before, just gone off a little bit on the sideline, but you didn't want the coaches around. You didn't want them around, Paulie, because you didn't want to be doing it for the coaches, and you didn't want your teammates thinking you were doing it for the coaches. You wanted just them, their eyes.
Spot on, man. Spot on right there.
Well, here's what your quarterback had to say this week just about what he's seen through 3 games of the Arizona Cardinals.
I know what this team is capable of, and that's the exciting part. That's all it comes down to. I know what we're capable of. I love what we have in that locker room. Again, we just didn't make enough plays today. And I know those plays are out there to be made, and we will make them.
I just get this sense that by the end of the year, I think you're going to realize, or like maybe the rest of the NFL will realize, and fans in particular, Bills are a Super Bowl contender. Lions are a Super Bowl contender. Both one-score losses.
Right,
you guys destroyed the Rams. That, you know, once you get going, and how much upside do you still see in this team, and how much better is this team getting and starting to click week to week from what you can tell?
Man, the upside is through the roof, man. Look, I know we came up short last week, but just, man, he said it right there. We are capable of a lot. When K1 is on, he is on. I still believe he's one of the best in the league, man. Look at the things he do, nobody else can do. So I'm just like, if you can't get behind the things he do, man, I don't know what to tell you, man. And we have a great set of receivers, man. Look, if we get all those guys the ball, we have all the pieces we need to be great. And 6 is an animal. So I say that straight about him, man. Look.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we have an O-line that is gritty and they're ready to go, man. I feel like I said, it's hand in hand. They play like a defense with their offense, man. They're gritty. They want to run the ball. Any team that chooses to run the ball first, it's going to be a long day. And they can just throw back, and they can throw the ball all day, too. We're nasty, man. We just got to put it together.
When Kyler extends a play 8 or 9 seconds, are you laughing just from the sideline because you know what the opposing D linemen are going through trying to catch him?
Man, look, I played in this division for 4 years, so I know what it's like to chase my help. I played in the Big 12 with him, so I've already chased him around for a long time, and just to watch other guys chase him around is fun. I'm like, man, I've been there. He is a hard guy to contain, man. He makes magic with his feet, so I'm just like, man, look, it feels good to be on the other side of that for once.
And I'll tell you what, you've got a dual threat quarterback to chase around this week in Jaden Daniels. We'll get into that as the show unfolds and evolves. Hey, single game tickets on sale now. Go to azcardinals.com/buy tickets to secure your seats today. azcardinals.com/buy tickets. All right, we'll get into LJ Collier, big-time player from small town Texas. How small? All that is next. The Big Red Rage presented by Santan, Ford & Gilbert at Trophy in Chandler.
Stafford in trouble and sacked. And the ball comes out and it's recovered by Collier. He's got it at the 50 and tackled at the 47-yard line. Dennis Gardeck got the sack and the forced fumble. Fumble recovery for Collier.
Dennis Gardeck with his 3rd sack of the day. And on the 3rd sack, 3rd time's the charm, the pig is out, rolling on the ground. And LJ Collier picked that thing up.
Dennis Gardeck, a career-high 3 sacks. LJ Collier with the fumble recovery.
Ask him about his running back skills. Just give that ball back to the offense, LJ. Don't fumble that thing.
That's Nick Rollis when asked about your big man return there, LJ. It's the Big Red Rage presented by Santan, Ford & Gilbert. We are Santan, Ford, LJ Collier. So, yes, Dennis Gardeck, the Barbarian, doing barbarian things. He had a career game against the Rams. But I would say, and this is highly speculative, right, subjective, that the sideline enjoyed your fumble return a little bit more. And I don't know who enjoyed it more, your teammates or you. So take us inside once you got to the bench.
Man, look, they was fired up, man. Look, I think they might have definitely been more excited than I was, man. Look, because I definitely would have been the type of guy that would have picked it up and done what I done. You know, I'm kind of a joker around the locker room and things like that. So it was good times, man. It was definitely hilarious. I'm just glad I didn't fumble. That's why I got down. I seen too many pairs of blue pants. I'm just like, Too much field, too many pairs of blue pants.
So, well, LJ, I don't have the stats in front of me right now. How many fumble recoveries do you have in the NFL?
That was my first one, man. Look, that was my first one. I was very excited about
Any
it.
picks? Any interceptions?
Nah, man, nah.
No. Well, you know, a ball gets batted into the air, and maybe somebody like you who's so athletic and quick and got those soft hands, maybe you snag it.
What was that line you said about morale and a big man fumble return? What didn't you have, like you said, nothing elevates morale like the big man? Did I hear you shout that in the locker room, right?
Man, I'm telling you, man, nothing gets the room going like a big man return, man. I'm telling you, man. It's like everybody loves when a big guy gets the ball. But they don't know about me, man. Look, when I was in high school, I played running back my senior year of high school and growing up and things like that. So a lot of people don't even know that, man. I come from a small town where you got to do everything.
So you were like the Derrick Henry of like high school football? I mean, how could a guy your size be playing running back in high school?
I didn't do it like he did it, but I definitely made plays. I'm not gonna lie to you.
LJ, how many guys were on your team?
Man, look, we definitely had to play both sides. My senior year of high school, man, look, I played D end, D tackle. I kicked off, and I kicked field goals my senior year of high school.
Oh my goodness!
And the day we were getting ready to do it, I'm just messing around the field. We're seeing who can do it next. Because our kicker was my homeboy Dwayne, and he did it like my first 3 years of high school. So my senior year, we needed a new guy. And I kicked when I was in Little League, so I was just messing around. I booted one. And me and my cousin, he came to the game last week. We used to sit out on the practice field when we were in middle school and see who could make a field goal from the farthest. We can just line up, and we'd have the head coach come out there and kick with us, too.
Soccer style?
I was just straight up just
straight
say, man.
No way you
My
were
coach just
straight
tell me, man, look, just take a couple steps and then just keep your head down. Don't look up.
There's no.
Did you have a special shoe for it?
Man, look, I kicked in the Nikes I had.
Oh my goodness, that is stunning.
Hey, look, man, all-around athlete, man. I'm telling you.
For those who don't know, LJ Collier comes from Munday, Texas, M-U-N-D-A-Y.
Yes, sir.
What part of Texas is that?
That's in West Texas, man. It sits right in between Abilene and Wichita Falls. It is a very small town.
Yeah, like population of?
I think maybe what you guys said 1,200.
Oh wow!
Wow, my goodness,
Wow.
that's almost Rushford, New York, like.
I graduated with 25 people.
Wow.
Yeah, by the time, you can graduate and they're showing the baby pictures and stuff like that, by the time it really sets in that you're graduating, they flip the lights on, it's time to start handing out diplomas.
That's hilarious.
So
Oh,
the
my
other
goodness.
sports you played too? What other sports did you play in high school?
I was the state champion discus thrower, and I played basketball on the basketball team too. And I did a one-act play one year also.
What do you mean one-act play? Like
the stage theater?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, LJ.
Wow.
I quickly found out that I was in too many things, and I had to give that up.
That is so good right there. What was the play?
Man, look, it's crazy. A lot of people are going to give me hell for this, man. Look, I was a perfect fit. You ever read the book To Kill a Mockingbird? Yes, I was the guy on trial. So crazy. And if you ask me, I should have won Best Actor at the BET Awards that year.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Crazy.
LJ, you are incredible.
Were you ever concerned that the recruiters wouldn't find you in Munday, Texas?
Actually, the only way I got recruited, there was a dude that was in the class above me. His name was D. Paul, still one of the greatest athletes I've ever seen in my life, and arguably one of the fastest. This dude, he had started to get recruited by Texas Tech and Baylor, and he had an offer from Tennessee. And they had seen him, and they came out there and seen me at practice. And I went crazy my junior year when we won state. I had a pick six, and I had a lot of tackles. And I think I had a sack, too.
Wow.
And after that, Texas Tech started to recruit me for a long time, and D ended up going there, and my recruiter went to TCU, and one thing led to another, and I asked TCU what they were talking about, and Coach Gary Patterson offered me. I was at basketball practice. I'll never forget it, because I didn't have any. Tech dropped my offer, and then TCU came through. I was at basketball practice on a Tuesday. I asked him what he wanted to see. He called me back that Friday, and they had offered me. And when I went to TCU, when I moved in the summer, I was like a later addition, and I didn't like my dad smoked cigarettes when I was growing up, so I didn't like riding in the car with him. I didn't meet anybody in the recruiting class. I didn't know anybody. I just went on one visit. I went on like a little junior day, signing day visit, and then when I moved in the summer, I didn't know anybody. I just showed up.
Oh, that's amazing, man.
This is absolutely, this is fascinating stuff right here, LJ. Somebody ought to make a movie about your life.
My first summer of weightlifting, but all the other guys knew each other from the Dallas area. Most of the guys called me Monday for the entire first summer. It's crazy, man. Look, it's a full circle moment, man. Look, in college felt like forever. But look, man, look, it was definitely a time, and I enjoyed my time there. That's the reason why I am today.
When did you know, like, you wanted to pursue a college football career? When did you know that?
Around the same time that I started getting, like when my recruiter, Sonny Cumbie, the head coach for La Tech, he had showed interest in me, and he stayed on me. He wrote me letters. He stayed on me every time, and he was like, man, you can play at this next level at any time. And, like, man, like I started to believe that maybe I can do this. And after I got an offer for them, I went up to the junior day. I was supposed to be in the same recruiting class as, matter of fact, I would have been in the same freshman class as Patrick Mahomes. When he went on his junior day visit, we went to watch Oklahoma State versus Texas Tech. That was on a Thursday night. He sat right in front of me. I'll never forget it because it's his little brother. I knew then he was going to be how he is now.
Wow. There's
awesome.
another Cliff connection there, the old Texas Tech. All right, so then you end up being the 29th pick overall in the draft. Think about that. In 2019, first-round pick, you go to Seattle. A lot of comparisons last week between JG and Dan Campbell, but knowing Jonathan Gannon's energy, are there any parallels to Pete Carroll? Because Pete Carroll was very much a culture guy, high-energy guy, into his 70s before he retired.
Man, look, Pete's kind of one of those guys, man. He's out there. He's a scout team quarterback on Fridays for the team.
Come on.
We had a basketball goal in the team room. Like, we had an EK Invitational tournament. And JG, the playful guy, man, he takes care of us and things like that. But that's where they are different in ways like that. And plus, JG's way younger, so it's like he's like more of an energy guy, things like that. He's got better music, things like that. And
better music. That's good. And he doesn't take his shirt off at the combine interviews like Pete did with DK Metcalf.
And I just have to ask this for my own satisfaction right here. How big were you when you were in high school playing football?
Man, look, my senior year of high school, I was same height I am now, 6'4". I was 260.
In high school?
I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's criminal if you were playing running back.
You had to stick out walking around Monday, did you not?
Man, look, I'm not going to lie to you, man. You'd have to see the pictures and stuff of me and my friends, man. It was definitely funny.
Oh, my goodness. All right, look, there's a reason why he's on this team.
Yes.
JG has a saying, all ball. He's looking for guys, right, who are deadly serious about football. You're obviously one of those guys. Here's Dennis Gardeck. We're going to come full circle here. You heard the career game. Here's the Barbarian just talking about a locker room full of competitors.
We've shown that we're competitors, regardless of anything else. We're gonna fight with you to the very end. We've kind of put our calling card as our mode of play. JG always talks about we're fast, physical, we're smart football players. So I think that's what we're gonna hang our hat on, and that's what's gonna carry us for the season.
You know, this time a year ago, you were on the IR. First game of last season, you tore your biceps. How tough was that? How'd you get through that? And what would you say to Justin Jones, who just had the triceps tear?
Man, look, matter of fact, I talked to JJ right before I came up here, man, and I just told him, man, look, one thing I didn't do that I told him to do, make sure you come around. Lean on us, man. He is our brother. His presence is not felt. His presence is definitely felt in the locker room and things like that, man, and we miss him in there because we had a great, tight-knit, close group, man. We had come to be really close, and he's one of the most solid dudes I've played with, man.
Yeah.
So I told him to come around, man. We need his guidance and his leadership in the room and things like that to come around and be around us, man. Look, make sure we see his face, man, because he's a great guy, man. Look, and if you ever had the chance to talk to him, you'll understand why.
LJ, how is the absence of Justin Jones going to impact you in your play time?
I mean, just like I said, man, he is one of the leaders in our room and things like that. And whereas it's just, I look at it as like another week of me doing my job and things like that. You never want to see a guy go down, things like that, and think about where it's going to go. But it's a next man up mentality. They need me to step up and fill a role, and me and the guys in the room are going to fill that role to the best of our ability.
And, you know, just watching you and how well you move on a football field, you could play all the way across the board for the most part for me. I know that three technique, playing the three technique, a 4-eye, somewhere in there probably. But you could play a 5, could you not?
100% can, man. And we have packages where I've played it this year, and I can move around all over the ball. Like I said, I can fluctuate my weight up and down, and I can still move the same.
I remember you saying to the media in camp how appreciative you were of JG and Monty because of your injury week 1, yet they brought you back.
Man, like I said earlier, that's a great group of guys, man. Look, and I really believe in them and what we have going on here, man. And just one opportunity I believe what we have going on here, man. We are a playoff team. We can possibly win a Super Bowl. I feel like they are building something great here, and I want to be a part of it. I feel like the fans and everybody else will see it more and more through, because they've had to deal with so much things, so much up and down in the past. 'Cause, I played the Cardinals for years. They had some good years, and it's just like people want to see we've gotten here, but they want to see people go over that hump. Can we be great? And this is a great city. This is a great place to be, man. I feel like having a Super Bowl team would just make it even that much more.
Very well said. Hey, learn more about Cardinals season tickets and premium seating, the new luxury field seating. Just go to azcardinals.com/tickets. azcardinals.com/tickets. We continue to roll on. LJ Collier on the Big Red Rage, presented by Santan Ford in Gilbert.
Snap to Murray. Fakes the handoff. Boot to the left. Backing up. Now lobs it left corner of the end zone. Caught by Harrison. Shazam! Touchdown Cardinals. Marvin Harrison Jr. with his 3rd touchdown already.
Are you not entertained? Are you kidding me? You line up Marvin Harrison Jr. He's one-on-one against the corner. You bring a safety over the top. He runs all the way across the field, and Kyler Murray feathers the ball in there. Awesome.
All right, so that was a double ding from Passion Wolf on the call this past week. They honored Al McCoy, the legend, rest in peace. And then you had Marvin Harrison Jr. with that touchdown catch, his 3rd of the season. As we like to say, players know players. It's the Big Red Rage with defensive lineman LJ Collier, everyone, presented by Santan Ford in Gilbert. We are Santan Ford. Paul Calvisi, Ron Wolfley here at Trophy and Chandler at Price Road in Queen Creek. So give us your thoughts and your takeaways so far on number 18, the 4th pick overall, Marvin Harrison Jr. What have you seen, and what do you think we're going to continue to see the rest of this year?
I mean, look, Marvin's a pro's pro, man. Look, he carries himself at a high level. He's quiet. He comes in. He puts in the work every day. I'm not surprised at what he's doing. We all know who his dad is, and he was raised very well, man. You can tell that the kid's very trained, man. Look, he looked like he's been here before, honestly. Yeah. He's smooth. He carries himself. He chills out, man. Look, and I think the sky's the limit for that kid.
Yeah, I think, for the most part, just watching, especially in the last game, I think Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. have got to continue to evolve and develop their chemistry. It's something that a quarterback and a wide receiver have. They have this chemistry. It's got to be very organic. It's got to be very natural. You have to let it happen, and I think they're in the process right now of doing just that. Do you not?
I do, man. Look, these last 2 weeks, man, they've had a killer combination together, man. Look, and I'm just like, I feel like they're going to be one of the best duos in the league before all said and done. I told you, 18 gets open and one can put it there. So
here's the one thing, Paulie, I do want to see this. I want to see Marvin Harrison Jr. adjust a little bit better on balls that are in the air. That's what I want to see him do. Every rookie that comes into the NFL, he can always improve on something. He's got so many skills. He's so talented. He's going to be great, and I totally believe that. But, man, he's got to get a little bit better in terms of making an adjustment on a ball and actually realizing when that ball's up in the air, it's mine. Go get it.
He's been very honest with the media. He said, the first game he was thinking quite a bit, and then things sort of slowed down, and he's more playing now and reacting as opposed to thinking. And I think it's pretty obvious that, these NFL coverages are so much more complex than what any of the college guys had ever seen.
The corner he's going against is so much better.
Yeah, and they got a lot of press man last week, very aggressive. You're going to get some more of that this week. There's no doubt about that. Tell us about the other first-round pick, because until his injury, oh my goodness, Darius Robinson. In fact, hold your thought. Let's hear from Chris Barnes. Here's what Chris Barnes had to say. We were in Indy. This was hours removed from Darius Robinson taking Quentin Nelson to task in the O-line, D-line drill, the perennial All-Pro for the Colts. And here's Chris Barnes and what he had to say about D-Rob.
Yeah, you can feel his presence. I will say that. He's one of those guys that's like, yeah, you are a first-rounder for a reason. So it's nice to play behind him. His get-off is crazy. His strength is crazy. I think there's more he fine-tunes his game within the scheme of learning the playbook, which is I feel like he's picking up very well. He's going to be a monster for us.
What did you see in the month of August from Darius Robinson?
Hey, man, look, the kid's a freak. I think he's going to be a hell of a player, man. Look, D-Rob has, just like Chris hit it right on the head, he's smart. He learns everything he needs to learn. Man, look, he makes plays. Like, he adjusted to the defense very well, man. I think the sky's the limit. Just like you had asked me earlier, he can play the 5, the 4, the 3, and we probably could put him over at the 0 too and let him go. The kid is a big physical guy. He can move. He's fast. And, look, I hate to see him go down, too, because just like everybody else, I was excited to see what he did.
Yeah.
when week 1, man, look, the sky's the limit for that kid. I was arguably thinking that I was going to put his name in the hat for defensive rookie of the year. That's how well he was rushing and doing things like that. The kid looked great against a very good O-line that we have.
If you could go back and tell yourself something your rookie year, what would that be, LJ? What would you tell yourself? What kind of advice would you give yourself if you could go back?
Don't listen to the outside noise. Stay focused in. You're here for a reason. If you weren't here, like if you weren't supposed to be here, you wouldn't be here. Don't listen to anything you're hearing in the locker room or things like that, and just play ball. Be you. It don't matter what happens. Just go out there and be you.
Do you tell some of these guys that? Have you had conversations with some of these young guys?
Hey, man, look, I didn't really have very cool vets when I was coming up and things like that. You know, people were weird about money and things like that, and I've always been a straightforward guy about things like that. I don't care what you make. I'm like, I'll talk to you about no matter what and things like that. That's just me being from Texas. And I try to be like, man, last year with Dante, I think Dante still is a great player. I try to bring these guys on, man. Look, we are all grown men, and look, they come in, they handle their business, no need to hassle them. You're going to get these snacks for the room, but we're also going to be chill about it.
Well, that's awesome. You know why Dante, of course. You know why Dante Stills is a great player.
Man, look, his dad was a great player.
He's from West by God, Virginia.
Oh, no, that's Wolf's alma mater. Oh, my goodness.
Round of applause.
No, absolutely not. No.
There we go.
Dante should have went to TCU, man. Yes. Come on, man. Let's go. He should have went to TCU.
By the way, when it comes to the rookies getting the veterans like yourself snacks, what is your order? What's your go-to?
Honestly, man, I'm a sunflower seeds guy. I don't need nothing besides some sunflower seeds. I love them. I've always loved them. And honestly, people ask, what's your favorite flavor? I'm like, I don't really like the flavors. It burns your tongue. I'm just an original David sunflower seed type of guy. I just need the original with the red top.
In the shell?
That's all I need, man.
In the shell or?
No, you got to break them down, spit it out. But I'm just like, I don't need I don't need taco seasoning. I don't need dill pickle or ranch. That's too much.
You're right. The ranch,
okay, since we're on this topic right now, what is your favorite food, though? What do you love to eat? What's your go-to?
Man, look, these days, it depends on if my wife's cooking or if I'm cooking, man. I really honestly don't have a favorite food. Growing up, I really enjoyed my mom's enchiladas.
Enchiladas, okay.
She made, and she made some of the best ones. I really enjoyed them. She used to make them for my birthdays and things like that. Ever since she passed and things like that, I kind of really just, my wife makes a really good dish, chicken and rice. I like that.
Okay, chicken and rice, love that as well.
And my wife's a great baker. She makes great cookies.
How about okay?
Big
so
smile over there. That's great.
There it is. You're from Texas. Any Cajun food down there? You enjoy it all, or not that it's Louisiana, but it's
growing up. I really enjoyed my dad's barbecue. Like I'm big on barbecue, man. Look,
okay.
Preferably, I like to go to Hutchins. That's a good place. They got all types of places in Dallas, though, and I got plenty of friends that tell me all types of places in South Dallas. But honestly, I like my barbecue. I think I make a damn good steak.
I was going to say, wasn't a little bit of controversy, a little bit, last year in the D-line room? You were claiming your barbecue was atop the power pole, and some other guys, they took issue with that.
Man, look, Led swore him down he could cook better than me, and I'm like, to this day, man, look, all you got to do is come over and let me make a steak for you. I feel like I make a pretty good one.
Okay.
Okay,
and I'm sorry, but I have to ask him this as well, guys. One place, I'm going to spend one night in Monday. Where am I going? Where am I going?
Man, look.
What is the restaurant of choice?
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Look, we got an Allsup's, we got a Dairy Queen, and we got a Maddie's. And I'm gonna tell you right now, from what I've seen on Facebook, Dairy Queen gets a lot of shots. I wouldn't really go there.
Okay, all right.
And look, you know what, man? Look, I'd go to, me personally, I'd take you to Allsup's. The burritos are phenomenal. And you're like, who wants to eat at a gas station? But that's what West Texas is known for.
That's what I'm talking about.
You get the Allsup's, you get you 2 bean burritos. You can try chimney. I'm more of a bean burrito
and what
guy.
is the name of this place?
It's called Allsup's, man.
Allsup's.
Hey, man, I swear by it.
Okay.
Every time I go home, I have to get it.
Well, there you go right now. Anybody that's listening, you're making your way through Monday, Texas.
Well, here's my segue. Cliff Kingsbury is in the Texas High School Football Hall of Fame. He's from New Braunfels, right out somewhere between Austin and San Antonio. That's where he played his high school ball. He's a legend. He's now running the Commanders' offense. So here's your head coach, Jonathan Gannon, and what you're going to get out of Washington's O.
Offensively, going against McLaurin all those years, I have a very high opinion of Terry. I mean, he can beat you single-handedly, honestly, and he's got a quarterback back there that can dish it. The scheme is hard to defend, especially with the quarterback skill set, what they like to do, because you're +1 in the run game a lot of times. So we just got to be on those details. In the pass game, different concepts that attack coverages, so we got to be on the details.
All right, here's the thing. coming from the division, playing for Seattle for 4 years, you're very familiar with Cliff Kingsbury's offense, are you not?
For sure, and playing against him in college and things like that, he's going to want to move the ball around, run as many plays as he possibly can, man, and just like how can he get as many things out there as time as possible. He was trying to catch you on your toes, get the ball around, and like look, they have a great squad over there, man. They're an up-and-coming team. Dan Quinn's got the guys moving around. And look, I played with Bobby Wagner in Seattle, and he's a hell of a leader. He's a hell of a player. So I can only imagine what he's telling that defense, and they have a great defense as well. And, like, man, look, it's going to be one of those things where, look, they're going to have to come out here and see about us because I'm just like, we're a physical team. We're not backing down from nobody, man. Look, we nobody listens to all that outside stuff. I don't even watch ESPN, man. All I do is focus on the game plan and the task at hand, man. And, look, we're hungry and we're ready to bounce back, man. And we already know what everybody's saying. Jaden Daniels is a great player. I followed him last year. I think they have a great team, but we're not worried about any of that. They're going to come to the desert and find out it ain't sweet out here.
For those that are out there listening right now and listening to JG, when he says +1 in the run game, tell people what that means. +1 in the run game.
Hey, man, look, we're going to always have one more than you got.
In other words, yes, because of the read option, of course, because of that, the being able to use your quarterback as a runner himself, right? You're +1.
So we understand the game completely because we have a guy back there, too. Like I said, we chased Collier around for years. And
that's right.
Jaden can run, too. But, man, look, like I said, he's a great player and things like that. He has to show us.
What's interesting is, I mean, everyone saw it on Monday night, what Jaden Daniels did. He set a rookie record for completion percentage.
Yep.
They do not hesitate to run him, even between the tackles. I mean, to me, I watch it, I get shades of RG3. I'm like, oh, my goodness, they just run him with impunity. But the deep ball was right on the money to Terry McLaurin.
Paul, can I just say I think that was the best throw I think I've ever seen a rookie make. Honestly, you think
I've told you
that?
the kid has talent, man. I'm not going to lie to you. He has all the tools and everything he needs to be great, man, things like that. And I told you, Cliff's a good coach and things like that. Because, look, man, he's coached Johnny Manziel. I'm like, look, that's one of my favorite players of all time.
Yes.
So.
Oh, yeah.
In the face of pressure to make that throw to McLaurin, man, that was nails.
Check out the Johnny Manziel documentary on Netflix. Oh, that's entertaining
I watched
stuff.
the entire thing.
Yeah.
Let's go, man. I'm
Great
telling
stuff.
you.
Hey, check out the Dave Pash podcast, available via Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and the Cardinals official YouTube page. Go to youtube.com/AZ Cardinals. We continue. LJ Collier at Trophy and Chandler on the Big Red Rage, presented by Santan Ford in Gilbert.
Shotgun snap. Daniels, his arms extended, gets the snap, hands to Robinson, slices in over the center. Touchdown, Washington. 1 yard touchdown run by Robinson.
And what a perfect drive. Great balance. Quick throws pretty much the whole way, not holding the football. Just really, really well done, pushing the pace and then making a bunch of plays.
Okay, there's Kurt Warner, part of that Westwood One broadcast on Monday night. As for the nation to see, Washington goes out there and they put a 38-33 victory on the Bengals in Cincinnati. They've been the toast of the NFL all week. And the big stat is they have not punted in 2 straight games without a single turnover. If they haven't been kneeling the ball, they've been scoring the ball. Now, 2 weeks ago against the Giants, it was 7 field goals and 7 possessions. But this last game against Cincinnati, touchdown, 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 field goal, touchdown. And that was the game. It is a Big Red Rage presented by Santan Ford and Gilbert. LJ Collier is our guest. So as a member of the Cardinals defense here at Trophy and Chandler, just give us some basic takeaways. What jumps off that film when you watch the Commanders?
Like I said, they want to run a lot of plays, man. They want to run the ball. They want to get Jaden out into space. And like I said, they're a well-coached team. They play hard, man. We can't give them anything if we want to win this game. And if they're going to take whatever we do give them, man, they're going to get the ball around. Terry McLaurin is a good receiver. They have Zach Ertz, things like that. They have plenty of guys to get the ball around. We can't give them anything. We have to stop the run, and we have to cut off all the details. We have to take away their best players. And like I said, Jaden's a very talented player, man. We have to make things hard for him. Not give him the things he wants. We have to take away his first read, make things difficult for him. And, like, I don't know much about the kid. And he had a hell of a game on Monday. I'm not going to sit here and knock his talent. You know, I love to see black quarterbacks in the league making it and ball and things like that, so I'm never going to knock one of them. But we're going to make things difficult for him.
Yeah, so talented, no doubt about it. A dual threat quarterback. What's really interesting is, well, Cliff's got this offense humming, and 11 personnel. He's using 11 personnel 54% of the time in rundown situation for the most part, and they're almost 50-50. in terms of running the ball and throwing the ball. You know what it reminds me of, Paulie? It reminds me back in 2021 when the Arizona Cardinals were rolling really good, right?
Yep.
Using 11 personnel with James Conner. Remember that? It was James Conner as the running back. And we were one of the best rushing teams the first half, the first 10 games of the season, as a matter of fact. Remember, we used to
top
rip
5,
Cliff
top 10
all
in
the
the
time.
league.
We rip him about the fact, hey, Coach, your running game, what are you doing here? This is not your image. They are running the ball as well. Now, a lot of it is Jaden Daniels as well. And that's the plus one. That's the gap that you can't necessarily account for. And that's what he does well. He runs the ball.
Well, here's Jonathan again talking about Jaden Daniels, the number 2 pick in the draft, who right now looks like the best player in the draft. Here's JG.
Through the 3 games, you can see, kind of his skill set, what they like to do with him, those things. He's obviously a very unique player to game plan against because of his skill set. He's got a unique skill set, but he can throw it all over the place. He can extend plays. He can throw it down the field. Big-time player.
It's interesting because guys like him and like Bo Nix, who had a pretty good game this last night, they started 50, 60 games in college.
Mm-hmm.
So they're pretty experienced. Like typically you can maybe, confuse a rookie quarterback, but they're doing a good enough job of keeping things simple enough, and he has enough experience from college that it's not quite that easy, right? Because typically a rookie quarterback, you might be like, all right, licking your chops, but that's not the case with Jaden, is it?
Man, you always have to pay and give your opponents respect and things like that. I feel like the moment you don't do it, that's when you get caught slipping. So you can't let anything get past you, man. You have to expect the unexpected and things like that. So, man, look, we already know what they're going to come here. They're going to play hard. They're going to do everything we've seen on tape, and we got to match it.
Let me ask you this. Do you think, because it's still week 4, it's early in the year, and this defense, a lot of guys on the defense at least, used to practice against Cliff's scheme on a daily basis, do you think a lot of new stuff is coming on Sunday?
Man, look, I'm familiar with it. Look, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I will think he will stick with some of the same things. But look, if you guys have ever seen the movie Any Given Sunday, it don't matter what you did last week. It don't matter what you've done the week before that. Anything can happen on a Sunday. And I fully believe in the football gods and things like that. Look, and I like our odds.
Yeah, for me, Paulie, can I just answer that question? I believe there's going to be a little something. All right, I'm just saying, Cliff Kingsbury coming back, I think there's going to be a little something special. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, this is what I do know. Jaden Daniels, right now, through 3 games, he is playing incredible when you watch him on tape right now. And not only that, can I also say quarterback rating? Quarterback rating is something that I think when you look at a metric and a way to evaluate if a human being is actually playing well at the quarterback position, I think the quarterback rating is pretty accurate. More times than not, some of the best pass defenses in the league, you look at their defensive quarterback rating, they're right there. They're right there, the best defenses who are good against the pass, defensive quarterback rating. You look at quarterbacks, quarterback rating, the top 10 every year. Guess what? The usual suspects are in the top 10 every year for the most part. Right now, Jaden Daniels has a quarterback rating of 111.8. Wow. That's number 4 in the National Football League. It's legit, and he's legit. This is going to be a great game coming up on Sunday.
And definitely, it's going to be a battle, man. It's going to be just like every other week, man. You can't take any opponent unserious. We have to check off every box.
Yep.
So based on what the Lions were able to do last week, do you think your next opponent automatically incorporates some of that in? For example, in the run game. You guys totally shut down the run game against the Rams, but the Lions had some success. They come out with Brian Robinson. Do you think the Washington tries to pick up where Detroit left off?
I for sure think they will, man. But like I said, you can never understand with these guys, man. And, most of the time, that's probably what they think. That's what we're thinking. Oh, well, we gave up a lot of points in there, and he ran the ball very well, so they're going to try to amp up on their defense and try to catch us slipping with something else, like throwing the ball, tempo, things like that. So we were ready for everything, man. We just got to be ready to get on the ball quick, things like that, and not let anything they do affect what we do and get us out of our rhythm.
Well, the fact that you're going into a game right now, and I feel a little weird asking you this question, but I asked JG this, going into a game where you could either be 2-2 or 1-3. There's a big difference in that, isn't there? I mean, when you just say 1-3 or 2-2, but that really doesn't matter to you guys, right? It's just another game that you got to win.
Hey, man, look, go out there, put your head down, and do what you have to do, man. Empty the tank, man. Give it your all and do everything you got to do. I believe in us this week. I liked our week of practice, and every week I like us.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to try any harder to get to 2-2, right? It's just every game is going to be hard.
We like having LJ Collier on the Big Red Rage, right, everyone? My goodness, second year in a row, he's absolutely crushed it. Special thanks, Jim Almohandro, Cody Fincher, Wald Ellis, Lawrence Ellis, Ali Narini, for Ron Wolfley, and Paul Calvisi once again. LJ Collier, Cardinals defensive lineman, thank you. We thoroughly enjoyed it.
Appreciate you guys for having me.
LJ.
It's always fun, man. I appreciate y'all.
It's the Big Red Rage presented by Santan, Ford, and Gilbert, live from Trophy in Chandler.